Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to about 5 o'clock, I think it's a couple minutes after, on Sunday, the 5th of March. It's a whopping 40 degrees out here. I think it only got to like 42 is where it peaked out. Off and on raining. Not as windy as it was yesterday, but the sun come out for a little bit, then you hear the rain pounding on the roof. I'm like, daggum. So, yeah, we've just been enjoying ourselves inside. I've been tinkering with stuff and studying things and playing around with RC cars. This off time stuff with these RC cars have been a godsend. Got myself fully entertained. Did this for years and years and years. It pretty much stopped after we moved back up here from Texas. You know, when in Portland, I was super big into most of those things I have are from Portland. The old ones I showed you guys. And then we're still into it. That's when I got the Revo and some other things is when we moved back up here. And I don't know, just life kind of took over. Work was really busy. And I just didn't have the free time because when I started here, Kelly and I were working crazy, 12-hour days and stuff like that. So it's a lot of downtime. Kids were young and you're going through that stage of their lives, And now the kids are all off doing their own thing, and it's just Mom and I once again. And here comes the playing around. Having that extra time to goof off with things is very, very nice, and something that I've always deeply enjoyed. Good Lord, since the late 80s, RC cars. Kelly bought me this little goofy truck from Radio Shack, and she goes, that was the worst mistake I ever made. She goes, I'm just kidding. She goes, you get so much joy out of it. I just really love it. So anyway, I did one thing to her car, and we'll go over here and look at this right quick. Hang tight. Welcome to the day. Sunday. It's nice and quiet out here. So I've noticed from the first time I drove this thing, it seemed like Kelly's tires were really stiff. But, if you squeeze it, the rubber, it feels great, And, why is it every time I come out here to talk to you guys, somebody drives by out there? We got a couple neighbors down there. But one's got, I think, there's a rather large family in one of the houses down here. But anyway, I was reading up about these things, and I heard a couple people say that Red Cat was using memory foam in these things. Now, I know they did for sure in the original Gen-8 that was kind of buggy, I guess. I don't have any experience with it, but anyway, the Gen-8 V2 or version 2, it's an International Scout. There's a Gen-9 that's out now. It came out, I don't know, last year ago. Anyway, the original, before the V2 came about of the Gen-8, it did have memory foam in it. And that was kind of funky. I watched you squeeze it, how memory foam does. Well, I read and watched a couple of things that's what they used in these Gen-7 Pros. And no, they're not. But I knew they're definitely not memory foam, absolutely without question. Maybe they were before, and production changes on things. But anyway, I took those super soft foams that came in those Proline Hyrax Predators. Super. You remember how soft them things were before I put the dual stage in there. So anyway, I put those soft foams in these wheels. You'll notice that the tires are like super clean. And I washed off some of the crash damage Kelly had. It didn't hurt anything. Didn't even knock anything loose. It just got mud on things. No harm, no foul. But anyway, I want to see if these tires work any better than they did before. They are noticeably softer. But one of the things you run into, and that's why I went for those dual foams, is you end up with that roll in the tires. When they start rolling like that, that's when you get weird things and tip overs. I guess the Gen 8 V2, the stock tires on it are super soft, but they work really well. These are actually really good tires. But anyway, a lot of people never change them. You'll see, you know, a 4-year review or whatever, and the tires are wore out. And I'm like, dang, tires ain't that expensive, man. Go ahead and get another set for that thing. But it looks really cool with the wore out tires. People just beat these things down just like they do the Traxxas. They just go and go and go. But anyway, let's tinker a little bit. I can sit here and stare at it and talk to you about it all day long. It's funny. I got to back it up to, you know, get me lined up with the ramps here a little bit better. And I'm easing on, and it goes. Dang. It's funny how your mind still thinks it's going to be all herky jerky with that stock motor. You know, the grip of this thing is so slippery. I have to kind of hold it a little sideways. Well, that grip keeps sliding around on me. I may end up having to do some kind of a. Well, I don't want to mess that up because it's Kelly's truck, and although she drives the Traxxas with the with my little built-in things on there and doesn't complain at all, but you know, I can get it. I just gotta squeeze like a little unusually hard on it, keep it from spinning in my hand. But yeah, works good. They're gonna grip like crazy now because they're so clean. I just want to see if I can get that. Yeah, see, it's obviously they're rolling because I'm getting that same effect that I do with the K10 and the Bronco. That's just because the tires are ever so slightly rolling. And when they roll, they turn towards the downhill. They turn towards the roll. So they just do those kind of things. That's great. I keep forgetting to look to see, because I seen Amazon popped up. Maybe it was just from a weird reseller, but I thought it was from Hobby Wing. That 1200 kilovolt. This is the 18 and of the SE, and they had it for $99.99. That motor was 69, or yeah, 69. That's correct. And this one was 79. The extra kilovolts. I mean, you seen, was that yesterday? I went ripping along it. They're not fast. It's not. I don't think it's any slower than the stock motor, but dude, you put a 3-cell in that K10 or the Bronco with the 2300 Fusion Pros, and yeah, they go. Especially when you can switch to a high gear. Not doing anything out here to even notice, but I'll pay attention to what the tires do, see if they flex any better. So I noticed they just didn't. They always seem to hold their shape. Oh, you seen it there for a second. That it was bowing even over that soft half log. Let's get her lined up with this thing over here and see if we can make the tire have a bump in it. Give it a flat spot. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, that thing absolutely would not do that before. But, you know, when I did the first tire, I'm feeling, you know, the opposing tire on that one side. And I go, Kelly. So Kelly comes over and goes, "Ooh, that's way different, isn't it?" It's all muddy out there. I'd take you guys for a walk. They're too new to Kelly and us to just go out there pointlessly and mud them all up. Just not interested in that. That is the coolest thing. You just can't help but to play with it. And with the, there's a little more slack in the drive line on these than on the Traxxas. So that that sudden roll forward has nothing to do with the motor. It's just everything's reversing, and all the slack in the drive lines and everything are all weird. So I put those drive lines back in there the same way Red Cat had them. And Kelly was looking at stuff on that Gen 8 version 2. And it made sense to me, but I thought, well, there must be some reason they're putting them backwards. Because it's one tube that slides in another tube. So the opening you would want facing down. So if any dirt got in there as it's, suspension's going up and down, the drive line's extending and retracting, it would just spit it back out. Well, these are upside down. And so I looked, and that's how Red Cat had them. But if you look at any of the Gen 8, Gen 9 stuff, they're the other way. Kelly was actually getting stuck pretty easy on this yesterday. But again, that buildup of this loose gravel in those wet tires was sketchy. In fact, she couldn't even make it up that ramp the first time. I thought that, she literally had to catch it at one point and then just set it back up there. And she went up it. She went up and down those, and she did good. But, it's like you learn what little path to take up there on that little small top. And, so she did like me when I first started out too, like a 15, 20 point turn getting them around. See how the drive lines, yeah, you can see that one. Can't see it all though. See how the slip joint, the opening is facing up? Dirt would fall in that. See that on the drive line? You always have that at the bottom. But that's literally how Red Cat has that on this. And I don't see that it hits anything. I'm not even sure the reasoning for doing it. But in the front's exactly the same way. Try and get a view in there if it'll even focus on that. I probably wasn't focusing there either, but... Oh, when I was showing you how the motor just locks the wheel because it's in trail brake mode. Well, if you turn the power off to the motor, they actually roll easier because it doesn't have that as much as that of a magnetic stator. And, with a rotor and stator, that magnetic effect of a brush motor, it's very subtle. It almost rolls like it's in a neutral. Why do vehicles just look so much better when they got nice, clean tires? Why is that, huh? Look, I can get a little pulse out of it. Oh, that might have just been... Yeah, look at that tire rolling. Yeah, they absolutely did not do that before. So if you guys have one of these and you have some old Pro Lines, because if you get them super soft crawler tires, the first thing you do is take them stock foams out and get some dual foams. Unless your car's light and it, that gives them crazy traction. It's like you're riding on an inner tube. Forgot to put the tire on. The inner tube's got with some tread on it. They're that soft, especially with those Hyrax Predators. The Predator is the super, super soft compound. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. It's kind of crazy just how slow you can go. And you just can't help yourself but to mess with that, It's just so smooth and graceful. It's the whole thing of the crawler, I guess, pick myself up a leaf somewhere. Oh, just spit out of the undercarriage. Alright. Guess that'd be enough goofing around for this weekend. I'll probably still drive around the house, always do. Dogs are getting, well, they're not as afraid of them without the squeaky motors, but that's a mess with them. Leo gets all excited in the game start. Boy, he goes crazy. Loud, oh my Lord, is he loud when he gets excited. And him screaming like that in the house, that you lose some hearing with that. Anyway, on what just turned out to be dry here at the moment, Sunday afternoon, I'm gonna roll out on you. It's actually nice out here now, just getting cold, crazy cold. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, when I went in to put the car away, there was sunshine out there.
Now there is not.
Man, I gotta lower the brake rate on that thing, because you go full speed and let go, suddenly it just locks the wheels up. Kelly goes, yeah, if you hit reverse real quick, it does stop these. I go, yeah, because that is actually a regular brake.
Those are fun to do.
Yeah, she was out there. I don't know how she didn't flip that thing over on its head yesterday. She's just giggling at herself. She's having a good old time.
I was.
But anyway, on a very unbelievably kickback Sunday, we're going to roll out on you.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have an awesome Monday or Tuesday.
Heck yeah. All right. We'll try to do the same.
Yes.
Thanks now.
See you in the morning.